Alright, guys, so I watched episode 7 of Daredevil Born Again, and I think that I'm finally at the point where I have some overall criticisms about this show, or at least about this first season, that I don't foresee getting better in the next couple of episodes, because I think there are only 9 episodes. Um, let me start off with some good things, but also in a bad way. Let me get into it. So, one of the striking things about this episode is that there are some good shots, some like interesting shot composition and lighting that really like sets the mood. And it is just weird because I do feel like I can really see things that were shot by the new set of creatives versus things that come from the old show. Because I feel like the first episode, don't get me wrong, there is some wonky stuff with like, CGI Daredevil running across rooftops and like CGI smoke during the oneer. But I do also like commend that first episode for having some genuinely great cinematography, like the way that they used Daredevil's hearing and the way it would like zoom into what he's hearing. And it's like that level of cinematography, I feel like kind of fell off the wayside throughout the rest of the series. And then I kind of learned that most of what we've seen so far, apparently with the exception of the first episode, like 2 through 6 are kind of like chopped up, but most of what we're seeing is from the original show. And so it was just interesting just like seeing shots like this where I'm like, I think this is new. I think this is from the new crew actually having like pretty good cinematography. But it truly does feel like just inconsistent, you know what I mean? So that's one thing. But I will say, just moving on into this scene specifically, I do like the tension between Matt and what's her face? I don't remember what his girlfriend's name is. Not a criticism of the character. I'm just really bad with names. But yeah, it is interesting to see how this is gonna fall out. Like, is it just gonna end up with him telling her his secret identity? Because this is the first time that he's been living with a love interest while also trying to keep his identity secret. So that just seems like a recipe for disaster. Like, they either have to break up, she has to get killed, or he just tells her that he's Daredevil. I'd kind of like it if he just told her, to be honest with you. I don't know. The whole secret identity thing is kind of getting old to me. It's just like, I don't know, like, either cut her out of your life or tell her. Like, that's what I would do if I was a superhero. I do like seeing Matt's life just slowly fall apart around him. We see his bro stop being a bro. He's like, bro, you're gonna be Daredevil again? Well, sorry, bro, but I can no longer be a bro. I'm not going down that path with you, Brosif. And there's also this interesting subplot with Vanessa maybe putting a hit out on Fisk. I don't know. I low-key couldn't tell if she like greenlit the hit, or if she greenlit the hit and then warned Fisk at the end of the episode. I'll have to find out for sure next week. I think that she warned Fisk, but I also just wasn't sure on that front. I will say they kind of took away a lot of Muse's aura by showing this therapy session where he's like, my parents forced me to do Taekwondo. That's how I'm able to fight Daredevil. It's like, all right, bro. I don't know, just something about him just taking Taekwondo lessons and then being able to stand up to Daredevil is just a little goofy to me. I don't know. Maybe Taekwondo is an effective combat sport, but something about it just feels goofy. It made me start thinking about Cobra Kai. You don't want me to start thinking about Cobra Kai during Daredevil Born Again. I will say this, like, another just like weird thing about the show is they try to do this big like scene with tension between her and Muse. Not that it isn't tense, not that it isn't well acted or well directed, but I feel like we should have seen other sessions with them. I feel like we should have seen them develop relationships. develop a relationship with one another, so that now that we get to this point where he's finally like breaking loose, we I don't know. I felt like it just could have been handled better, and that's just like that is actually an overall criticism that I have of the show, where it's like, yeah, just a lot of these side characters are just not well developed or fleshed out. You know, like his partner in the law firm, like she's just like barely in the show, and she doesn't really have an interesting subplot. You have Ben Urich's niece, granddaughter, whatever. She's barely in the show. And that is like something that the Netflix Daredevil show just definitively did way better than Born Again. Because side characters like Ben Urich, like Foggy, like Karen, they were almost as compelling as Matt and Wilson's storylines. Like, we cared about those characters and about their arcs in each season. And yeah, like the side characters in Daredevil Born Again, for the most part, are just kind of there. And maybe it is just a consequence of them having to sort of Frankenstein's monster this season of television, based off of the footage that they originally shot, and then tying it together with the new footage that they shot. So I'm willing to give it a little bit of grace. We'll see how season 2 turns out. But for now, I must criticize it as I see. I can't decide if this was dumb or not. Him being able to feel Muse's paintings and recognize his girlfriend. I don't know. You know what? It's cool, actually. I'm gonna say that it's cool. Didn't like seeing her get cut like that. I didn't like it. That did make me genuinely unsettled. And we obviously got a good fight between Daredevil and Muse. Like, that's the thing as well. I do feel like there are some episodes, like with the bank robbery episodes, where the action was a little iffy. Yeah, it wasn't great. But then you do have like the fight between Daredevil and Bullseye, the first fight between Daredevil and Muse, and the second fight between Daredevil and Muse, where it's like, I feel like those were action scenes directed by the new showrunners, just because they feel more dynamic. The choreography is better. Like, do you really get cool uses of Daredevil's powers, where he's like not looking but still throwing things. He's using his weapons creatively. Like, there's that scene where he like stabs Muse. It's like, damn, it's good stuff. But again, it's just like inconsistent throughout the season. So I like seeing Fisk trying lying. He's being a little liar. His pants are on fire. He's giving the cops credit for for saving the psychiatrist. You get this weird scene where Tony Soprano Jr. is threatening BB Urich's granddaughter or whatever. Or no, yeah, her name is BB Urich. Again, this is just another example of side characters just kind of being there, and now they're trying to like do something interesting with them, and I don't care about them enough. I don't care about their relationship enough. You know what I mean? But yeah, overall, I do appreciate Fisk doing like anti-vigilante propaganda, propping up his little task force. Yeah, I'm very curious to see where this goes. I assume that in the next couple of episodes, what I think is probably going to happen is they're going to try to adopt the Punisher symbol, which is then going to lead to Daredevil and Punisher teaming up to take them down, which should be fun, at the very least. But then, yeah, the episode ends, and the Timu Wesley guy, he shoots the Irish mobster or whatever. Or is he Irish? I don't remember. And Fisk says something like, "Call Vanessa and ask if she wants some steak to go." And it's like, is he saying that because he knows that Vanessa put the hit out on him, and so he's going to have to deal with Vanessa in some way? Or is he saying that because Vanessa warned him about it? Again, I think it's the latter, but I'm not really sure. So I am curious to see it. It honestly would be fun, like, to see Vanessa and Fisk like have like become enemies or something like that. It's like, Jesus, could you imagine a scene where like Fisk is forced to kill Vanessa? That would be pretty hardcore. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.